Hi guys, welcome back to Becoming with Ronnnie. I am Ronnnie, and this is the first episode of Mind Patterns, a series where we break down patterns one at a time. So today, the pattern I'm going to be talking about is called Learned Helplessness. Let me give you a story time to make sense of this concept and pattern, right? While I was in secondary school, senior secondary school specifically, I didn't like biology. Not that I didn't like it, I think I didn't know it. So it was always I was always failing it. And so it got to a point I just gave up. You know what? Anything biology counts me out. Such that in the university, I did not take an elective just because it had to do with biology. Yes, it was that terrible. Now what happened? I used to read biology and still I would not pass it. So I just gave up on it. There was this particular occasion where it was an exam, not a test, in secondary school. The science student had, I think, chemistry and biology, or physics and biology. So they protested saying that they wanted a break in between, yada yada yada. And so as a commercial student, I was done. I think it was commerce we had that day. Yeah, they had physics, we had commerce that day. So there was time. I finished commerce quite early, so I was reading. I read for 2 full hours. I think that's the first time I read that long at a stretch, personally, especially for a subject I didn't like. Guess what? I still did not pass it, and so I gave up. And this, I got to know, of course, years after that, it is learned helplessness. So you try something, and because you fail at it, your mind just convinces you to stop trying because you're not just going to be good at it. I gave up on biology because of it. And for you, it might be friendships, it might be a subject, it might be anything. In fact, some people just stop showing up for themselves. Okay, I tried showing up for myself yesterday, it didn't work. I tried it last week, it didn't work. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month ago, it didn't work. And so they just stop showing up for themselves totally. This is what learned helplessness looks like. Stopping because it looks like it is not working. So your mind manages to convince you that don't bother trying. You will do just fine if you don't try. So it's more like you are reducing expectations so you don't get disappointed. However, you are not just reducing expectations, you are killing expectations totally, right? Now, how do you get over this? To be honest with you, you cannot get over this in a day because you didn't learn it in a day. It was not the first time I wrote biology, I gave up on trying. I did SS1. I think it was SS2 first time. I just said, you know what? I'm not even reading. I didn't even have the note at some point because I wasn't going to, I just was not going to continue striving when it looked like I was failing at it, right? So it's not something that you can just, by tomorrow, start and you are done with learning helplessness. No, it took a while for you to grow. And of course, it will take a while for you to grow out of it. So how do you grow out of it? Start small. Start small. It doesn't have to be, in this case, success does not have to actually be, oh, it worked. It just has to be, I showed up again. So showing up for yourself in very little ways, not something really, really, really big. Just little ways. It might be, so for example, if I knew better, rather than read the whole biology, I could have just given myself something as small as understanding a topic or even writing a note completely, which I didn't do, by the way. It could have been that, right? In your case, it might be that you want to give up on friendship because it feels like everybody doesn't like you, nothing works for you, and all of that. Start with one person. Just communicate with one person, talk to one person. Make it small. Don't make it be something very, very large, right? And of course, remember to reward yourself for every good thing. A simple shoulder pat works. Oh, praise, you did well, right? Another way to get over learned helplessness is by reminding yourself, of course, do it gently, that you can do it. You can try again. It's okay to try again. Failing doesn't mean the end of the world, as long as I don't give up, right? Remember, this thing is conditioning. Your brain associates effort with pain because it has failed multiple times. And so it has been conditioned to just, no, don't bother trying. So if you can gently remind yourself, it's okay to show up. It's okay to do something little, right? So it's okay to just show up gently, show up little by little. A day at a time, an hour, a day, a minute, per day. Just do it little by little. And that brings us to the end of the first episode of Mind Patterns. I hope that you learned something new. If you did, please do well to share this with somebody you think might need to see this. And of course, ensure you do and make use of the things that I said in this episode. Remember, the process might be messy, but the becoming is worth it. That is what I am here for, to walk you through the process of becoming. Till I come your way again, keep healing, keep growing, keep becoming. Bye-bye.